Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. When we speak here, we represent our governments. And the reason why the Israeli representatives cannot address us as Palestine or the state of Palestine is because our government doesn't recognize my people. It is not the Palestinian government who is dropping bombs on Israel. It is Israel who is dropping bombs on Palestinians. We do not occupy Israel. It is Israel which occupies our land. When she's speaking of the Palestinians killed and that they mourn them, they hold them responsible for their own death. They blame them. The only right they recognize to them, they don't recognize their right to self-determination. They don't recognize our national rights. They only recognize a right to die and be responsible for our death, and that Israel, who is killing them, cannot be held accountable for their death. They always had to kill them. It's never their fault. Who is being killed? Palestinian civilians. If you can justify that, if you can explain how that is useful, how that is helpful, how that is conducive to a future of peace and coexistence, it's impossible. If anybody here, I come from a legal background, can explain to me that indiscriminate attacks and targeting of civilians can be justified under international law, I'm ready to hear. What is this right to self-defense that allow to massacre civilians? I've never heard of it. Our position is clear. We didn't come with this position today. When thousands of Palestinians were killed in 2008 and 2009 and 2012 and 2014 and 2016, thousands of Palestinians were killed. We did not come here and say, now we are justified in killing them and that is our response. We said there must be a peaceful way out. An eye for an eye will make the whole world blind. We cannot continue justifying the death of Palestinians. That is not possible. That is inhumane. That is racist. That is supremacist. It's not about the religion or the national identity or the origin of the people being killed. It's about them being killed. We are for upholding international law for all. We subject ourselves to the UN Charter and to international humanitarian law and human rights law. We are for the protection of all civilians. We are for a peaceful way to end this conflict on the basis of UN resolutions and international law. We are ready to implement all UN resolutions tomorrow. Can the Israeli representative say the same? The Israeli representatives, her permanent representatives, her prime minister say they don't recognize the state of Palestine. They will never allow a state of Palestine to be independent. They are colonizing our land. Is there in the rules we know about something that authorizes colonial settlements? Is there something that allows racial discrimination? Is there something that allows a blockade over 2 million people for 17 years? And then we say there is war when Israelis are killed. But yet, we came back and said, let's find a peaceful way. Let's stop the bloodshed. We are trying to act responsibly and humanly for Palestinians' sake, for Israelis' sake, for the region's sake. There is no way forward in this manner. Continuing to deny Palestinian humanity and rights is not a way forward. That will always lead to violence. That will always lead to bloodshed. All your countries became independent. How did they do it? Would you have accepted to remain under foreign subjugation and domination? If you accept it on yourself, we will accept it for ourselves. But you cannot say, we must be free and the Palestinians can remain under occupation. For those who are now expressing solidarity with Israel, they need to be clear. What Israel are they talking about? The extreme right-wing government who has an annexationist agenda, the one killing our civilians today. If you can justify killing, there's always somebody to justify your killing. We are trying to find a different path forward. This is the humane and responsible thing to do. So when she asks, start by saying Palestine, start by recognizing their rights, start by being responsible for the bombs you are dropping. And then we can have peace. We're working for peace. We believe in peace as the only option for all peoples and all nations. That is the future we want. It starts today. We are failing at the test that we are collectively subjected to today. We uphold the rule of law for all.